Hello there. Are you Sneako?
Yeah.
It's good to meet you. I'm a Christian. Do you mind if I have a dialogue?
Hi, brother.
Hello.
We've got a Christian but ethno-nationalist over there. Will you be interested? You know who? Guy with the ribbon. And
Shall we?
yeah.
Oh.
He looks Jewish up there. Yeah, let's talk. Sure. You see.
Sure. So I was wondering what your perspective was about the preservation of the Bible and the Quran.
Right. The Quran has never been changed.
Never been changed. So there's only one Quran.
Yeah, it's only one version of the Quran.
Only one version of the Quran.
Yeah, and since then, like, people have been able to recite it. Even if all the Qurans were burned, then we'd be able to.
Right. Because the oral tradition, you know exactly what it is, so you can recite it by
I
heart.
can't recite it, but people can
But others
memorize
can.
it. Yeah.
Right.
Memorize others can.
So do you accept that there's 10 qira'at of the Quran, 10 different readings?
Sure.
Okay, but those 10 different readings are obviously different, right?
Okay.
So if they're different, then there's not one Quran, there's 10 Qurans.
Okay.
So do you take that back, that there's only one Quran?
That's the first time I've heard that.
I said it to you and you accepted it, so I assume you know about it, right? You're not just taking my word for it.
What are the 10 versions?
No, so there's different recitations. Just like there's different accents. There's a British accent, there's a Texas accent, there's an English accent.
They're not accents.
Different accent. Who are you gonna believe, a Muslim or a Christian?
So
Really? Is that what it boils down to? Just believe.
the difference between the qira'at?
Yeah, of course. So there's a famous one. Muhammad Jab will tell you this. I had a chat with him about it. So you have in Surah Al-Fatiha, you have ayah 4. I think it's ayah 4. Ayah 4, ayah 7. Yeah. So Malik al-Madin or Malik al-Madin, owner or king in Arabic. They're two different words. So if you want to read up about this, you can get a book called the 10 Qira'at of the Noble Quran by Dr. Fidel Soliman, who works for the Bridges Foundation in Cairo, which is a Dawah institute, and he's written a book about it, where he translates the Quran into English, but not just in one reading, he does it for all 10. So you can read the differences in the Quran for all different 10 valid readings according to Islamic scholars.
Great.
Cool. So do you accept then that the Quran is not perfectly preserved because
No,
there's more than one
I'll
Quran?
read that book and I'll see if that's the case. It's the first time I've heard that.
Okay. Well, all right. I think you can see the point that the Quran isn't perfectly preserved, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
That's according to you.
Well, that's according to the scholars I quoted. I mean, you can ask Muhammad Hijab, he has the same view.
Because the question is, which one is divinely revealed? Is
Yeah.
it king or is it
Well, it gets a bit more
Which one is
complicated because there's supposed to be 7 aluf.
Also, keep in mind that you guys are Christians. You guys misinterpret everything.
Oh, yeah.
Why would
So
we
that's
take
called
your-
ad hominem.
Why would we
That's
take
called
your
ad hominem.
interpretation?
That's not
You think
So
a man is God.
let's whoa,
would
that's
we
ad
take-
hominem. Ad
why would
hominem.
we
Calm
take
down.
your-
Calm down. No need to attack someone.
No, I mean,
it's just
it's
ad
just
hominem.
common sense.
Ad hominem means
That's a
against the man.
poison.
It's a fallacy that people use in debate when they can't actually address the point.
I'm having a conversation.
So let's
I'm not
address the point.
debating. I'm having a
So
conversation.
according to Islamic Sunnah, the Hadith, Muhammad says there is 7 viable different ways that you can recite the Quran. They're called the Aruf. I can get the Hadith, it's Sahih al-Bukhari and others as well. So that must mean there are 7 valid ways of reciting the Quran. But according to your scholars, there's 10. How did that happen?
That's the first time I'm hearing that.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
You should look it up. Because what people are saying is that, well, actually, Uthman canonized the Quran. Do you know about that canonization process?
No. What's that?
Okay, so the third caliph.
People like that.
Yeah, so Uthman put together a committee around 652 time to around 656. And he put together this committee to collect different Quranic materials from different places because there were reports of people arguing about what the Quran was because they differed. He then decided to standardize it into one Qurayshi dialect, to one standard reading. And then he burnt all the other Quranic materials and he sent it out to the 5 different cities. So you had Kufa, Sham, Medina, Mecca, and so on. My point is that if there's meant to be 7 readings, where are they?
I don't know. Where do you think they are?
I think they were destroyed. I think that 6 out of 7 valid readings for your Quran are destroyed and they're not preserved.
They are within all the recitation we have today.
6 out of 7 is the majority.
Listen,
It's a vast
listen,
majority.
listen.
Who do you think destroyed
They
them?
are
This is
all
my good friend
within-
Sam.
all within-
Really good guy.
Yes.
Love him. Absolutely
Who do
love
you think
him.
destroyed them?
Uthman.
Why do you
Because-
They
think?
are within.
I don't know. We don't know. I mean, it's a scholarly question. We don't actually know what Uthman destroyed. It just says that there were Quranic manuscript material that was destroyed. It was burnt, but they never elaborate on what that was. So in effect, there's.
You don't think you're just projecting about how all the
Is this
Bible-
another ad hominem?
That's
Is this another ad hominem? Okay, so that's an ad hominem. So
That's a two-quote fallacy. Hold on. Hold on.
You don't think you're just projecting?
Hold on. That's
welcome to
insecurity-
Speaker's Corner.
That's a two-quote
You don't think
fallacy.
you're just projecting your insecurity?
No,
from
ad
the
hominem,
Bible?
ad hominem,
Brother,
ad hominem.
that's a two-quote fallacy. Whether it was or was not the case that the Bible was preserved or not.
Because that's what I know about Christians. You guys just project
Hold on, I was still.
your insecurities
hold on, I was
about
still,
your
Right,
religion.
you going?
I was still.
Right, you going? He just walked off. Right, that was the quickest
What
debate
about
ever.
the Bible? That's fallacious.
Where's he
as well.
going?
You guys done a basic like
don't-
logical
I don't know.
fallacy.
Where's he
I'm a
going?
conversationalist. I don't have to do it.
Do you want to debate? Do you want to debate? Do you want to
I don't know
debate?
how to debate. I just know how to
You just know how to insult.
conversation, yeah.
Yeah, because that's what you tried to do
Sounds
to me
about
as well. You tried to turn it on to us instead of answering the questions, right?
Would you like to debate?
You haven't answered
you don't
the
want to
question.
Anyone want to debate? Do you want to get Mohammed
the
Jabs to
problem
debate?
I'm finding with you here is that you don't know that your reason is fallacious, and instead of actually
I can't even hear you. You can't even look at me in the eyes.
Sure.
I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
autistic, so I don't typically
Yeah.
make eye
So
contact.
why should I
First
talk to you
thing
then?
be to do
Oh, you can't talk to people
instead
who are
of
autistic?
debating with someone like
clearly have
who's
issues.
extremely new and just
Oh, so
very
like
well
Hamza,
informed
you
in
like
any
to be
regard,
ableist.
with anything,
Two
right?
Muslims now.
Right, but the thing is that he should know this
From an
stuff.
Islamist.
Like, and so should you. You know, you should be aware of this is the case.
I agree, but what I'm saying is, like, let's say you present a new bit of information to me. Wouldn't it
Right,
be
right.
better for me to go, oh yeah, okay, I won't take this stance and agree right now.
Okay.
I'll make this claim, but I'm happy
Yeah.
to go back and research it.
It'd be nice if he said that. He just said, I don't
No, but
know.
he said I'm going to go read that book. I'm going to go read this thing. That's what he said. 'Cause
Oh, did he say that? Oh, sorry, I didn't catch what he said. That's good that he's going to read that. Because it's important for Muslims to know that there is not one Quran. There's meant to be 7, technically, but there's actually 10.
Like, it's not,
These guys are obviously charlatans and because they refuse
the
to
objective
actually
is to have
engage
like
and have a
super
lot of
informed conversations and to find the most informed people.
Right, oh, absolutely. I'd love to
If we're
debate the
talking
most
with
informed
me,
people.
Like, the reason I'm
Yeah.
not happy to debate is because I'm just not well informed, you know? And in any regard, my own garden, your garden, and
I
also.
want to make
Yeah,
a
yeah.
video on Ramadan, please.
Thank you.
All right, well, anyway, have a nice
Your
day.
intentions
Can I wear my hijab?
Sorry, say again?
I don't believe your intentions, but that's good. I think you
Yes,
have
yes.
the
Can I wear
intentions.
my
Yeah, I just generally want Muslims to know what scholarship says, and then they can make their own mind up.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to approach it.
Good. All right, take care. Should we do a wrap-up? That was the most shortest debate in history I think I've ever had. He literally just walked off. He was like, no, I'm not going to do it. Yeah, if you, like, position it that way. Well, that was a lot shorter than I was expecting. I was expecting something longer than that. I came in with basically 2 points, that there is not one single Quran. There's a very minimum 10, according to the scholars of today. I quoted a source, I quoted a book that he could read this from. There are 10 different qira'at. So he said, I have no idea. And then, which I kind of hope would be, you know, he'd know a bit more by now. I know he's been a Muslim for, I think, maybe over a year or something like that. I don't know, but someone hasn't told him the truth about the Quran. He's been told, and he told me straight at the beginning, there is one perfectly preserved Quran, but when I said, actually, here's some evidence to the contrary, it all fell apart, which is a shame, really. I hope that Sneako actually goes back and looks at these claims and does his own study of the evidence, because the evidence is overwhelming, and it comes from Islamic scholars. That's the funny thing. I'm quoting him Islamic scholars, and he's like, well, I don't want to know this, so and he leaves. He walks away, which is a shame. Muslims cannot defend their doctrine of perfect preservation. It is a falsehood. It is evident. And yeah, I then brought up the point about the aruf, the fact that there's meant to be 7 acceptable modes of the Quran. Where are they? No one knows where they are. They've gone missing. 6 out of 7 different variants of the Quran have gone, which seems a bit bad to me. But hey, hopefully Sneako can go look that up and find out more for himself. And hopefully this will be the first step into leading him back to Christ. Have a genuine faith with Christ, to have truth with you and not be fighting against truth like the Muslims are today. Sneako, I hope sincerely you do come to Christ. It would be better than succeeding in falsehood that Islam is. So God bless you all. Come to Christ. Have a great day. God bless.
Video on.
Thank you, Iceman.